Welcome back. Republicans are looking to cut spending with just 2 months to go until the September 30th shutdown deadline and funding the government. The GOP aiming to pass 12 individual appropriations bills, each funding separate aspects of government. Senate Democrats agreed yesterday to advance bipartisan legislation funding military construction and the Department of Veterans Affairs. This is the first appropriations bill of fiscal year 2026 to advance in the Senate. House leaders, meanwhile, canceling a planned day of voting tomorrow, sending themselves home for the August recess a day early, with the session resuming September 2nd. Joining me now is Oklahoma Senator James Lankford, a member of the Senate Finance Committee and also the Senate Republican Conference Vice Chairman. Senator, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Good to see you.
So what do you see as progress? What do you want to do in terms of your own priorities there in the Senate?
Well, first things first, on the appropriation bill, Chuck Schumer did not bring up any appropriation bills last year at all. So we're functioning under a continuing resolution. We are still under the Biden budget at this point. We absolutely need to get onto a Trump budget and to be able to work our way through this process on it. So bringing the first bill up, getting it on the floor, getting the debate going, I think is helpful. We've got to get this one passed and 11 more and try to get these done as quickly as we possibly can. As you mentioned before, the September 30th deadline is coming. We have a lot of work to do still.
Well, you do. And of course, up until now, you've been able to work on lots of bills and progress through reconciliation, meaning you did not need the Democrats, but you sure will need the Democrats to get the 60 votes when you come back from your August recess. How confident are you that you will be able to get things done with the other side? Or is Chuck Schumer aiming to have a government shutdown?
You know what? We cannot get a good read on the Schumer shutdown that's impending at this point. He continues to be able to talk about he's not going to help, he's not going to engage, he's going to prevent his members. And then yesterday, when we had the first vote on this to actually put everyone on record, Democrats did show up and say, okay, we're going to vote for military construction and Veterans Affairs. Each part of this budget needs to get done. And so we'll just start working our way through the process on it as much as we can. I have to tell you, we've got a really good budget. We're very efficient in the way we're trying to be able to do spending, to try to bring spending levels down in all areas. We continue to be able to work through the rescission process in appropriations. So for us, this is a way to strategically reduce spending and to be more specific about the things that need to get done than what happened under the Biden administration. Yeah.
Meanwhile, President Trump's policies have sparked business investment to surge. In fact, investment from business is surging at the fastest pace since 1997. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was with me yesterday telling me specifically what's driving the CapEx boom right now. Watch. We talk so much about AI and this new pivot in terms of technology and its impact across business, as well as the president's policies to bring business and supply chains back to America. Is that what's behind the CapEx boom? How do you see things?
This is a combination. It's the tariffs bringing back manufacturing to the U.S. It's the full expensing in the One Big Beautiful Bill, which I think is one of the most important things that we did. Companies can do 100% expensing for equipment, 100% expensing for factories. If you bring your factory back here, I think we had big pent-up demand. We are in the middle of this incredible AI boom that, you know, I don't know whether you want to say this is the third, fourth, fifth industrial revolution. So we're seeing the hyperscalers spend like we never have before.
In fact, Senator, many of your priorities were included in the Big Beautiful Bill, including the making full expensing permanent. What's your take on how effective that has been or will be once businesses understand the impact on their profits?
No, I think it'll be incredibly important. Economists left and right all understand that full expensing, and you put that in the tax code, has a huge economic benefit. It doesn't take anything away from the Treasury to be able to do full expensing, but it's a huge, huge benefit to businesses, manufacturing, small businesses, local family farms and ranches. Everyone who's buying capital equipment has the opportunity to be able to write it off in the year that they actually purchase it. This is something I have fought for years. I was able to get into the One Big Beautiful Bill with my portion, what's called the Align Act, and then to make it permanent was the next piece of it that we were able to do. So not only have full expensing for 1 year, this is different than 2017 where we did full expensing for a year and then it diminished after this. This is now permanent tax policy, which gives businesses an opportunity to be able to plan 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and to be able to make sure that their capital is aligned to the growth of their company, not just how they're going to pay their taxes.
Yeah, and making it permanent was a huge element. You're right, because these are long-term decisions. And businesses need to understand that this is not going to change with the new administration. It's permanent. Another one of your provisions was included in the big, beautiful bill, the Promoting Domestic Energy Production Act. That secured a major win for energy-rich states, including yours, Oklahoma. Tell us about the potential that you see in tapping into America's energy capacity.
Yeah, this is all about American jobs and American production for energy. We need energy. We need oil and gas. That's a part of our economy, whether it's in plastics or whether it's in moving trucks and cars. We've got to be able to have oil and gas production. The Biden administration, the Democrats, in 2021 put in a new provision to literally punish oil and gas production with a brand new tax called IDCs, the intangible drilling costs. They put a new tax on them saying if you produce oil and gas, then you can't write off these expenses like every other manufacturer can. I was able to pull that right back out and say oil and gas production should be treated the same as any other manufacturer. They get to write their capital costs off the same as any other manufacturer does. So treat them equal. This provides an opportunity for more domestic drilling. That's more jobs. That's lower prices for Americans.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, Ashley, with lawmakers having to come up with growth areas of the economy. But even before coming up with these bills, like the senator is talking about, they had to reverse completely everything that Joe Biden had put in place, which was creating real bureaucracies and stopping progress.
And I think that this is something that we continue to forget that the president and this Congress is doing is rolling back these regulations. But what the bill that the senator passed, I mean, the biggest thing that we're facing right now in the AI race, which you have been talking about all morning, is the fact that we don't have enough access to energy. So what Congress is doing, the senator's bill, as well as Secretary Burgum and Secretary Wright, is breaking down that ability to have the access to energy so we can build data centers that will get us forward in the AI race.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Senator, that's why President Trump has all hands on deck when it comes to energy. It includes oil and gas, but also includes nuclear.
Mm-hmm. Sure it does. Those are base power things. One of the things that we wanted to incentivize was making sure that we're focused on what are we doing to create steady, reliable, consistent energy. If you're a data center, if you're doing AI, you've got to have consistent energy. We're glad to be able to have wind and solar. That's part of the mix, but those are supplemental portions. We can't depend on that every single day based on the wind and based on the sun. We've got to have things that can turn on, stay on, and be consistent and generate more power.
All right, we will leave it there. Senator, we'll be watching your work. Thanks so much.
You bet. Thank y'all.
James Lankford joining us.